Stu Journalism and New Media present The Basement Files.
Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Jessica Giacone reporting for Stu Basement Files. Here are today's top stories. Campus reopened to 65% full capacity for classes. Tommy's sports teams are back in action as practices return. COVID causing the closure of the social club means an empty space is left to be filled at the UNB Student Union building. The new academic year has officially begun. Students are back on campus for the first time in over a year. Eager to learn, COVID regulations may change the way they do so.
Last June, St. Thomas decided to reopen the campus to 65% capacity for the fall semester. Since then, campus has been reworked to fit the CDC's public health guidelines concerning social distancing in public spaces. This has included getting students to use sanitizers to wipe down their tables and chairs before and after they use shared spaces. The return delights students who've missed friends and professors over the past year. However, masks and distancing don't sit well with everyone.
I think there's a lot of pressure on being safe still, even though there's a lot of restrictions in place. I think personally, I find myself going to the study hall or whatever other place on campus, still wearing my mask, still, feeling pressure of being safe and being protected from other people. And I just think that really messes up with my concentration and how much I dedicate my mind and my body to studying.
The decision-making process is a delicate balance between keeping students happy while also protecting their health through the various COVID guidelines implemented across campus.
It's been a year and a half since COVID halted all extracurricular activities across campuses, including university-level sports. Now, as the new semester begins, teams are beginning to practice again. We sent Keegan Ketty out to speak with the athletes on their return.
Here we go. Let's go. Deck. There we go. Boom, big. And now you seal.
After missing a full year worth of sports, tournaments, and championships, student athletes from both UNB and St. Thomas are finally back and loving it.
Really looking forward to getting back out with everybody again and just getting to spend the time back on the field after having, a year and a little bit off.
Tommy's men's rugby player Alex Compton says he's ready to get going again, but also there's problems with having that much time off.
Definitely some rust after coming back on. A lot of guys feeling the rust, but we're getting through that now.
Like Alex said, rust is a big factor when it comes to athletes who haven't played in a while. They're used to training, practicing, and playing games almost every week. When they couldn't do those things, their skills took a hit.
Something I've lost in my skill, probably my fitness.
With sports starting back up, that doesn't mean athletes are exempt from the same health protocols that regular students face.
Whether we're going to the grocery store, movie theaters, we're really encouraged to wear a mask because we want to be on the field, obviously, as long as possible.
Kristen Hayward and the UNB girls soccer team will try their hardest this year to make sure that they get a full season in without any interruptions.
Before we travel to play games, we all have to apply for PEI passes, Nova Scotia passes.
But for home games here in New Brunswick, it's a little different.
It's not so much. It's basically just like your regular self-check.
Just because they play sports, though, doesn't mean they don't like school.
But I think I'm more excited to get in class again because it's been a little difficult to learn online most of the time.
It's safe to say that student athletes like Matt Dignam are more than happy that they get to have a season again, as it's a chance to grow themselves and their game skills, as well as reconnect with old teammates and welcome new ones.
But something I really love about baseball is just the team atmosphere that it brings.
Now that we're back on the field, it's great. It feels like I never even left.
With sports back at university, there's plenty to watch on weekdays or weekends with your friends. For Stu Journalism, I'm Keegan Ketty.
Due to the pandemic, the social club located in the Student Union building on UNB's campus was forced to close their doors. A year and a half later, they remain closed. Many wonder where students will go on Thursday nights. Robin McPhail has the story on the new hotspot for students.
Ladies' nights on Thursdays at the Social Club, or S Club, were perfect for students to enjoy cheap drinks while being close to residents and student housing. Years leading up to the Social Club are now used by people working on the reconstruction. The Social Club has yet to release a statement on the reopening, and it came as a shock to many that it's under construction all this year.
I'm really sad that I won't be able to go to S Club for my last year here at STU. I haven't been here since my second year. It was the best and safest place for students on campus to party. It's really upsetting that we won't have that option anymore.
Club Chrome downtown has now taken over Thursdays with Student Appreciation Night. Cheap drinks and good music set the perfect scene for students to let loose.
So yeah, here at Chrome, tonight we're having a Fiesta Latina night upstairs and our harvest event going downstairs. You sometimes have student appreciation nights. We're always busy here and we're always looking for people to attend. So next week, hopefully we'll see you there.
Although there's disappointment over the social club not opening this year, Club Chrome is a great alternative for students looking to party on Thursday nights. For Stu Journalism, this is Rob McPhail.
Traveling to a foreign country is something everyone's done at least once. But what about that first time? St. Thomas journalist Pirina Rivas Rabiano has the story on a Frederictonian's first foreign vacation and the amazing memories that followed.
Do you remember your first time traveling outside your country? For some people, it's a daily task, while for others, it's a nice way to escape reality for a couple of days. But this 25-year-old was about to experience living Canada for the very first time.
Chance of a lifetime. I've never been one for travel, but I figured may as well give it a shot. My girlfriend wanted me to go with her to meet her family, so it was a good reason.
Zachary Foster, a nighttime supervisor, has been living in Fredericton his whole life. He never had the urge to leave home since his family also lives there. He has a stable job and a comfortable apartment. But after some stressful weeks at work, he had the opportunity to travel to Costa Rica to enjoy some free time and also get to know a new culture.
I've had some delicious food, I've had a great party, I've seen some beautiful views that I'd never get to see at home.
Zachary considers that the hardest part of living Canada was being away from his family for so long, plus the language barrier was also a concern.
My expectations were to be extremely tired from the traveling and a little lost when I first got here, trying to find out where I was going, what to do.
But he's also excited about getting to know a new place with such a different type of culture.
So far, I would have to say just seeing the diversity of different people from different economic backgrounds, different social backgrounds, cultural.
Zachary also met his girlfriend's family for the first time. He was a little bit nervous, but then he felt part of it. One of the new members of the family is also used to travel a lot, leaving her home country behind. Isabel Torres is a 26-year-old American citizen who moved to Peru in 2015 because she got married to a Peruvian.
I made the choice to move to Peru first to try it out there so my husband wouldn't change his job and his friends and his whole lifestyle.
She was living in Peru for a year and a half and then both moved back to Clifton, New Jersey so she can finish her bachelor's in marketing. Isabel considers there is a huge difference between North and South American countries, especially if you don't have your family with you.
I remember I got a panic attack because even though I'd been there before, I was like, living there is completely different. It's not vacation. I have to find a job. I have to get used to the transportation, and it's just completely different.
But she was able to adapt and enjoy herself in a new place.
I started remembering or appreciating the differences, like how friendly the people were, or how easy it is to have fun without having too much money.
Both North Americans consider traveling to a different country is one of the best experiences ever, since you discover new places and also learn about other cultures.
So what about you? Pack your stuff and get ready for the adventure. This is Pirina Rivas Rabiano for Stu Journalism.
The annual Harvest Music Festival is an event bringing communities together through the mutual love of food and music. Millie Squires has the story on the bands and the songs bringing Fredericton to life.
The annual Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival is a weekend-long event that brings community together through the mutual love of food, music, and socialization. Fredericton residents are making their way to the streets of downtown as the Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival arrives yet again for another weekend of fun. Favorite activities include getting a bite at one of the local food trucks, checking out the vendors, and of course, enjoying all the music the festival has to offer. Jim Middleton is one of the vendors at the festival, selling his original paintings and prints.
The most important thing is getting in front of different eyes, right? Having somebody who hasn't necessarily seen your work before get exposed to it.
Tim has only been painting for 3 years and is self-taught. He's become very successful, being able to paint as his full-time job and being featured on Global News for his original painting of Canadian classic rock legend Gord Downie. Among the vendors and concerts at Harvest, there are lots of street events held at the festival. People go onto the streets and perform for free, including buskers and stunt performers. Even they have favorite parts about the festival. Nelson Milley, who performed at Officer Square on Saturday with his band, says his favorite part of Harvest is the community.
It really brings out the music community, it brings out the music fans, it gives us all a chance to get together, and it brings a lot of like-minded people together, and we're here for one reason, and that's to celebrate music.
Milley also believes that Harvest is a great career boost for those trying to get on the map.
Any music festival, especially one like Harvest, is a great career boost for many musicians.
The Jazz and Blues Festival is the annual talk of the town, bringing locals together through music, food, vendors, and a mutual celebration. This is Millie Squires for St. Thomas Journalism, Fredericton.
While thousands gathered for the Harvest Festival, heavy metal fans took to the exhibit center for the Metal for Mental Health event. Robin Roy has the story from both the bands and the fans, passionate about music and the cause.
Heavy metal cover bands Iron Maiden, Metallica, and Motley Crue were on stage this past Friday to give fans a great show while raising money and awareness for a great cause.
We've been probably wanting to do this type of band for, I don't know, as long as I can remember. We just never, you know, then we all met up and
yeah, we're just lucky that we're four of us.
Yeah.
That chemistry is good.
The band agrees that mental illness isn't talked about enough and is a topic people put a blanket over.
We're all a big fan of Metallica, so it was kind of natural for us to just...
For some reason, I guess it wasn't our blood.
The members of Militia met 3 years ago and have a basement practice every week to prepare for shows. Prior to the pandemic, they performed at other charity events, such as the SPCA's.
Huge fan of heavy metal. It's been my inspiration my whole life. It's what I listen to all the time. I love heavy metal.
The fans were clearly pleased to be at the show after a 1.5-year delay was put on due to COVID-19. This is Robin Roy for St. Thomas Journalism.
That concludes this week's Basement Files newscast. You can visit our website to see and read more about our stories here today. For St. Thomas Journalism, I'm Jessica Giacone, and we'll see you next time.